If you're thinking about waiting to buy a house, you need to hear this. Because if you think waiting for rates to drop is going to save your money, you're dead wrong. Let me tell you about two buyers. Same house, same down payment, same goal. One buys today at 7% interest. The other waits a year for 6% interest. Sounds smart, right? Except the guy who waited just lost more money than he'll ever get back. How? Because that house didn't wait for him. It went up 10%. His down payment just got more expensive. His loan size barely got cheaper, and worst of all, he paid his landlord $60,000 in rent while waiting for the perfect time. So let me ask you, do you want to own your future or do you want to pay for someone else's? Because I'm about to break this down in a way that'll change how you think about real estate forever. A few years ago, I had a friend, let's call him Mike. Mike had everything lined up. To buy a house, good credit, solid income, even had his eye on the perfect home. But he hesitated. He thought, what if rates go down next year? I'll get a better deal. Well, fast forward 1 year later. The house shot up in price. His monthly payment actually went higher, even with a lower rate. And the worst part, the $50,000 he had saved for a down payment was no longer enough. He was officially priced out. And guess what? That home he could have bought is now worth $300K more. He didn't save money. He lost generational wealth. So let me break down the math for you. Let's take a real Bay Area scenario, a $1.3 million home. You come in with 10% down. That's $130,000. Now, if you buy today at 7%, your mortgage payment is going to be around $8,200 per month. But let's say you wait a year thinking rates are going to drop. Two things happen. That home appreciates 10%, which means it's now worth $1.43 million. So your 10% down payment will now become $143,000. So now your mortgage payment is still around $8,100. That's barely any savings. Oh, and let's not forget, you were living somewhere, so you paid about $5,000 per month in the Bay Area. That's $60,000 that went out of your pocket. Now let me hit you with the hard truth. You don't get to negotiate with the housing market. You don't get to tell a seller, hey, I waited a year for lower rates. Can I still get last year's price? Because guess what? There's another buyer ready to pay today. And this isn't 2008. There's no flood of foreclosures coming. There's no inventory glut. There's no lending collapse. Today, every house has 5, 10, 15 buyers lined up. The moment rates tick down, well, competition is going to explode. Think about this. We have 73 million millennials entering peak home buying age. This is called household formation. Now, household formation usually happens around the age of 35. That's when people settle into their careers, get married, have kids. And right now, we don't have enough homes for them. Let me drop some real knowledge on you. In the US, we build 1.3 million homes a year. We need at least 2 million homes to keep up with that demand. Gen Z is coming right behind the millennials in the next 10 years. We're going to need another 27 million new buyers entering that market. And the boomers, my mom and dad, they're not selling. They're holding on to their homes. They're living longer and passing down wealth instead of selling off property. All of this means one thing. Home prices are not coming down. So let me ask you again, are you going to wait and pay more? Or are you going to take control and start building equity today? If you've been waiting on the sidelines, send this video to a friend who keeps saying, I'll buy when rates drop. Because when that day finally comes, they'll realize they waited too long. Like, subscribe, drop a comment below. Do you think waiting is worth the risk? Let's talk.